For me, honestly, Babatunde, Cyril doesn't have a plan. No, Cyril is not stupid.
Says his name is Babajide. No, Babatunde. Babajide.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Babajide.
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 Baba Jide.
Jide.
Oh, Baba Jide.
Yes.
Cyril is not stupid. Please mark my words. He can come off like a lame dog, but he's not stupid. I mean, he's catapulted to be one of the richest South Africans currently that we have produced after 94. So he's not stupid. It's not that he doesn't understand how business works. He's part of the plan. Let me summarize the plan quickly. It was never the intention of the ANC to break this country from colonialism or from neo-colonialism. The plan was to keep the status quo. The plan was to keep the African majority silenced, or I'm looking for the English word, sort of like make them think they are free, but they are actually not free, while the status quo.
An illusion.
An illusion, a bubble. Yes, a bubble. Because look at even the national anthem. What forced the ANC to attach a former racist national anthem to an anthem that we share collectively with Zambia?
I am so glad you said that, because that is what I was coming to. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I sit down. Whenever that anthem is sung, I don't care what the formality of that occasion is. When it comes to that English version, my anthem has ended. I sit down. I have no business with that anthem.
But not just that, Noah, can you see as you speak of the anthem so that you can get deeper? Not just that. That is part of Mandela's failure. The fact that he brought a Boer version into the anthem. Like talking about bringing the people together. Settler, colonialists. So yes.
It's no. The ANC's never had the intention, Babajide, to take this country anywhere. Because can I tell you, in MK camps, I'm a former guerrilla, which is why I joined Umkhonto weSizwe even now. In MK camps, we talked in the darkness of Angola, in the camps. We would plan this post-apartheid era. And one thing we knew, even our songs, even our liberation songs, the majority of them said so, that the liberation of South Africa will be the liberation of Africa. How quickly did the ANC forget that? Because the ANC is West. The ANC is part of the G20. They are part of the OECD. They are part of everything else. That is a sideshow. That is not even lawmaking, where we pay to be even members, and they will argue and tell you, when I raise this in my committee, they'll tell you, oh, but we are, we are a neutral country. It's a multilateral world. We need to be in all these spheres. No, put your money where your heart is, would be me. That money we are paying at OECD and all these places, why don't we pay it to the AU? I know we are one of the paying countries at the AU, but we can pay more. If we can afford to be paying at OECD and all these platforms, we can pay more at the AU. So they've never had a plan, and I'm sorry I'm taking time. You really have unleashed me, because no, that organization currently, honestly, I am waiting for the death of the ANC. They have killed this country. You must go and see what's happening at municipal level, where your heart just breaks. You are seeing sewer water mixing with drinking water. Not even the poor government fed its people that water. When your lights were switched off during apartheid, you knew that you didn't pay. Not because the state has failed to produce electricity that's adequate enough. And then they have a nerve to talk about 9 wasted years. As far as the ANC is concerned, they are doing okay. The only years that were wrong was when Zuma was in government. Otherwise, all these years have been good. And, they even have a line. They say we have a good story to tell. I don't know. I feel like Ndugu could be in some of those gatherings with a whip and just start whipping people up. Because aren't you seeing the state of your people? Surely you are, but you are in the script because you're doing exactly what you were asked to do. I think before I hand it over,
Yes.
I just want to talk quickly about workers' rights also. We have retarded the struggle for workers' rights in South Africa, my sister Ndugu, because of illegal migration. You have employers out there. So if they say the basic salary is 12,500, because I'm paying you over the counter. I mean, you're illegal. You're not registered. You have no documents. So I will tell you, okay, Ndugu, I will pay you the 12.5. Then you can divide that with 2 of your other colleagues because I'm employing 3 of you together. Can you see why we don't want illegal migration people? It's even to protect the very people who are migrating, but also it's retarding our workers' rights, because if you're an employer, who are you going to prefer? A South African that know their rights, that will toy, that will call a march and march, a South African that will go on Twitter and expose you, or a person that won't expose you, because even if you take that 12,500 and you divide it by 3, it's still money that they did not have. So we are retarding the worker struggle, something we prided ourselves on in 94, and we said our worker struggle is one of the most advanced. You cannot exploit our workers. Well, we've brought back that exploitation through the window. And then you have just one last thing, and I know Ndugu is going to fly off this podcast right now. How is Oranje an issue? How? There's no government in South Africa. What does the Constitution say? How is a white enclave based on racism, on excluding the indigenous people, operating in broad daylight in South Africa under an ANC government? And then we are expecting citizens to march there and dismantle it. Huh? Like, what are we dealing with here? And I'm saying all these things because I'm trying to make you see we've become a mental asylum. And nobody should be coming here for anything until we solve this mental asylum, Ndugu, honestly.
Unless they're coming to join the fight.
Unless they're joining the fight. Thank you, my sister. Ndugu, you talked about Zulus with spears. Oh, no. In traditional way in South Africa, it's part and parcel of our everyday life. I know someone told me in Kenya that no, not here. Even when they march against electricity, they would still be carrying their spears and their shields and it's part of them. That's who they are. They are not carrying them because they want to attack our fellow African brothers. And poverty has a skin color, people, in all our countries, not just in South Africa. But I think another thing, Ndugu, I want us to understand here is by 94, you already had townships here at Soweto. So when 94 hits, it's part of us, it's our history. And people have title deeds. So you truly do not expect that person to sell that house and go and buy a house in the suburb that a white person would have paid a quarter of the money that they would be charging them now, selling them that house. You don't expect Africans to do that either, which is why some Africans have stayed in these areas. They have just improved them, which is exactly what we are fighting again. In Ramaphosa's time, the economy of the township has come to a grinding halt. Babatinde, I think, listen to my 2 inputs I made during the budget vote here and also during the presidential vote. I sent them to Dugan Oladele. Listen to them. Township economy has come to a grinding halt. Instead, they are issuing licenses to Pakistanis and Somalis. Then you don't expect South Africans to rise up in anger. It is not possible. So it's almost like this whole thing is being brewed on purpose for me. And I think that's where the discussion is not going. That this is systemic, it's done on purpose. It is not a mistake. I think I'll leave it there for now. Oh, just one last thing. Mandela. Babajide, do you know the other 6 people that Mandela was incarcerated with at Robben Island? Just do a nod, a shake or a yes. Do you know their names? Thank you.
We can't remember now.
So how did Mandela become emulated from 7 people who were tried for the same case, sentenced to the same conditions?